Welcome back to the Being Found Show. Don't forget, you can always find out more about the Being Found Show at beingfound.com. You can follow along with the show. We've got all kinds of articles there helping businesses figure out how to navigate this complicated world around the internet. Right now, we're playing an interview I did a week or so ago with Kate Ahl. I hope you're learning as much as I did, and I hope that you are okay listening to me talk on the interview. You know, it's kind of ironic. I don't actually ever hear my voice after a radio show. I don't listen to my recordings. And as I'm going back to edit the previous interview, I'm trying to figure out how I can get through the interview without having to listen to my voice and just listen to her voice. Besides, she's saying all the good stuff anyways. So anyways, I hope this interview's helping you out. I hope it's helping your business be found. And let's get right back into that interview. How do you target Pinterest? How do you figure out who the people are? And in that interview, you were really specific that you have to target. This isn't one of those things where you can just throw spaghetti in the wall and hope it sticks.
Yes. And a lot of people have done that on Pinterest for a long time.
Right.
Is they've pinned a bunch of stuff and they're like, we're throwing darts and it's going to work. Now with your smart feed algorithm that we have over there, you're thinking, who is my end user? What are the keywords that they're using? If we're back to this tent example, are they searching for big tents for families of 8? You know, like getting very specific in what they would be searching and using those keywords on your pin descriptions. That's how it's going to get matched up. And the more you see a certain type of content take off, the more you look at those keywords and say, this is the route I'm going down. What's working in my Google Analytics? What are they clicking through on? And that's when we follow that path.
Okay, and so to be practical then, it sounds like what you're describing is I'm identifying what keywords I think people are looking for, and then I'm looking at what kind of content showing up for that, right? What genre, feel, all that. And then I'm using that as a channel to see if that's working with my audience. And then I try another keyword, and I'm real specific on channels. You're not saying that there's analytics in Pinterest that let me say I'm talking to single white females who have $100,000 and want to go camping. That's not an option, right?
Right. Not smart yet. You can drill down to location, age range, and you can drill down to male and female. So and what device they use.
Is that in this ad?
Nope,
or actually
that's just in your analytics.
Oh, I'll be darned. Okay, I haven't got that.
Yeah. So when you do get to ads, you can target a little bit more specifically into location, gender. I don't know if there's age, language. So Pinterest is growing across the world, so you can target different platforms in other countries. And then you can also target your email list. So there's ways for you to drill down in ads, but your Pinterest analytics is going to give you a high level information in addition to what device they're using. So are the majority of your users on iPhones or are they on desktop? That's really important as well.
So I can see, so I'm looking at analytics now. I hadn't got that far. I'm looking at analytics and I can see impressions, saves, and clicks based on the specific content I shared, right? So that's one of the ways I see how it's working and what it's doing. How am I doing?
And then
I have one.
There's people you reach too, right? In the middle, that middle section will give you more of the demographic information.
Yeah, and I was about to get to that. I was going to ask you how I'm doing. I have one daily viewer.
Nice.
Well, that's probably my sister.
I know, right? Those daily viewers are sometimes skewed though. So Pinterest and Google, they aren't very good at talking with their analytics. So we always trust Google a little bit more than Pinterest.
All right. Okay, so let's get into some other practical questions. How often should a company pin?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
And
there's no magic number. It's just be consistent daily.
Okay, and they're pinning content that's within their genre and then their own content as they can, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And if they're pinning their content, a note that I think a lot of companies miss is Pinterest favors vertical images. So the long image as opposed to a square or rectangle image that Instagram or Facebook like. Pinterest definitely favors vertical.
Are these questions too easy for you?
No, they're good.
You're all right?
I'm good.
Okay. So let's say I'm a business and I'm getting started with Pinterest. first off, what kind of business should get started with Pinterest? And I want to kind of be, again, practical with my research information here, because I looked up the statistics, and I think it's easy to get caught in the numbers. I think there's 150 million or so Pinterest users versus the 1 billion or whatever Facebook users, right?
Yes.
So, there's a number of variants there. So are there some businesses that don't belong going on Pinterest? I mean, is it obviously skewed to one type of user right now? Or should anyone be on Pinterest?
I always tell people to start back with, are your people already pinning your content over there? And there's an easy way to see it. Either you can just search your website name, or there's a simple website you can go to that's pinterest.com/source/ your website name. So mine would be pinterest.com/source/ simplepinmedia.com. And this lets you know the pins that are being pinned from your domain.
Oh.
And so I look here first to see, well, are people already sharing this? Mm-hmm. So I think I think it works for the majority of the people. I would say that maybe a local dentist office who's trying to be very hyper local and target that audience might have a tougher time on Pinterest as opposed to Facebook. Mm-hmm. So I would tell them your efforts are probably best spent on Facebook. Mm-hmm. However, if you're a company that's selling products, services, or you're just looking to drive traffic, Pinterest is the place that you should be, because the chances are that people are already sharing your content anyway.
Right. Okay, so that's a good place to look to see if they're already sharing, and if they are, well, then it just makes sense to finish the steps and get on there, huh?
It does. There was a guy I was talking with, it was a couple years ago now, and he really didn't understand the value of Pinterest, but he made handmade tools. So these carved tools with these beautiful wooden handles, and he thought, I just don't think I should invest in Pinterest. And so I looked at Pinterest under his website, and people were already pinning his products. There was at least 150, 200 pins of his products there, because people were saving them to gift guides, to like what to buy for later. And it's like, why wouldn't you be there to further amplify that content? Because your audience is already over there. So if they are already over there, follow them.
Right. And that's a good point. I guess Pinterest is a place where even if you're not there, there may be an audience sharing your stuff already. I mean,
well, also because the nature of Pinterest is to be helpful to the user, so that they don't have to bookmark their computer anymore. We have like these, bookmarks, but we can organize the content we want to save when we find it helpful. Right. So I use it all the time, pinning things we're building an addition. I use it all the time to pin a ton of lights I want to buy. And then I whittle them down to the ones I actually end up purchasing. And there's just a lot of usefulness in the platform itself that I don't think people realize. People are already sharing your content over there. Right.
Yeah, it's funny. So since I was studying this and started an account and started messing with it, I ended up creating a whole bunch of secret boards for all my notes for shows and all the articles I want to read later, right? It does become, it's way better than bookmarking. This is way better.
So much better.
It's way better.
And yes, dude, totally agree. And it's really good too if you're looking for style inspiration, maybe you're rebranding. You can go through and search your words that you're thinking and get inspiration that way. I love doing that to secret boards. And that's really valuable because no one can see what you're pinning.
Right. Okay. So again, here's some more like simple, basic questions. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope that interview with Kate Ahl was helpful. You can listen to the rest of the interview on beingfound.com or our YouTube channel, Being Found. We are coming to the end of the show, but I thought before we end the show, I wanted to play you the video or the audio, if you're listening on the radio, from Redding Design Inc. playing their very serious game, Bean Boozled Mondays. Thank you for listening. You have a great weekend, great holiday, have a safe holiday, and we'll see you next week.
Official one?
Oops.
Oh, that is awful.
Buttered popcorn or rotten eggs? All right, it looks like it is these yellow ones here.
This one?
Straight, yeah, okay. That one right there. The popcorn or rotten eggs?
That's running.
I gotta get the taste of my mouth.